Hey Reddit, I'm a 17-year-old guy, and this happened about a month ago. I've been trying to convince myself it was just my imagination, but something about that night still haunts me. I was home alone, and what happened still freaks me out every time I think about it. My parents had gone out of town for the weekend, leaving me alone with the house for the first time. They usually wouldn't leave me alone, but I guess they thought I was old enough now. I wasn't exactly thrilled about it, but hey, free reign over the house, right? Saturday night, I was just chilling in my room, playing some games on my PC. It was around 10 p.m. when the power flickered once, then came back on. That wasn't unusual. Storms had been rolling through our town all day. But the weird thing was, my entire house suddenly felt off, like someone was watching me. I tried shaking it off. Maybe I was just paranoid because I was alone for the first time. So I went downstairs to get a snack. That's when I noticed something strange. The living room lights were off. Okay, that made sense. I hadn't turned them on. But the front door, which I was sure I locked before heading upstairs, was slightly ajar. I froze for a moment, heart pounding. No one was supposed to be home. I'm pretty sure I locked the door before going up. I'd never forget to lock the front door. I crept closer. The door didn't make a sound as I nudged it gently. The lock was still engaged, but the door was open just enough to see outside. The rain was falling hard, streaking the porch and the dark street beyond. No footprints in the mud, no sign of anyone who might have slipped in or out. Nothing. I slammed the door shut and locked it again. Just the wind, I told myself. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. I went back upstairs and shut my bedroom door. Locked it too. I decided to call my best friend Jake, but the call wouldn't connect. No signal. Weird. I tried my phone again and again. No service. The storm must have knocked out the cell towers. I told myself it was fine. I had internet at least. Or so I thought. As I sat down at my desk, my computer screen suddenly flickered. The game I was playing froze, then crashed. My entire Wi-Fi cut out. Now I was completely alone. No way to call anyone, no internet, no phone signal. Around 10:30 p.m., I heard it. A soft, shuffling sound coming from downstairs. I froze. It was coming from the living room. I convinced myself it was probably just the wind knocking something over, or the storm causing weird noises. But then I heard it again. Slow footsteps, heavy and deliberate, moving across the floor. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. I grabbed my phone, even though it didn't have signal, and my dad's old baseball bat from under my bed. I tiptoed to the door, cracked it open, and peered into the hallway. Empty. No one in sight. I whispered, "Hello?" But no answer. Only the storm outside and the faint sound of rain hitting the windows. I took a deep breath and decided to check downstairs. Slowly, I crept down the stairs, gripping the bat tighter than I ever had. The house was eerily quiet, no sign of anyone. I checked the living room. Everything was exactly where I left it. Then, I noticed something that made my blood run cold. On the coffee table, my phone, the one I had been trying to call Jake on, was sitting face up, unlocked, and on the home screen. That was impossible. I had been holding it upstairs. I picked it up and checked the call history. No calls, no messages. But the lock screen showed a notification, a message, from an unknown number. It read, "Why are you alone?" I dropped the phone like it was burning hot. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. I was sure I hadn't received that message before. I checked the timestamp. It was sent about 5 minutes ago. My hands were shaking. I wanted to run back upstairs, but something made me stay. I texted back, fingers trembling. "Who is this?" Seconds later, another message came in. "I'm already inside." That's when the power went out completely. The house plunged into darkness. My heart jumped into my throat. I swung the bat in front of me, fumbled for my phone's flashlight, and turned it on. The beam of light flickered across the room. Nothing. No shadow. No one. Then, from the basement, I heard a low creaking noise. The basement door was closed, but the sound was unmistakable. Someone was down there. I debated running to the neighbors, but the storm was too bad. I was trapped. I decided to call the police. I dialed 911 and explained everything, my voice shaking. They said officers were nearby and would be there shortly. I hung up, clutching the bat, and waited. Minutes passed. Then the basement door slowly creaked open. A pair of eyes gleamed in the darkness. Something cold and heavy grabbed my ankle. I screamed. "I was never found again, help.